Today I will be making the flag of the happiest country on earth, Finland. And apparently Finnish was my first language as a child, so there you go. The flag is broken down as being 11 units high and 18 units long. The blue cross is 3 units wide, and the vertical stripe is 5 units away from the left-hand edge. To translate these units into real-world measurements, you just have to decide how high you want your flag to be. And I'm going to be making mine 2 feet high, so that's 24 inches. I take my 24 inches and divide them by those 11 units, and that gives me the real-world length of a single unit, which in my case is 2.18 inches. Now I can start drawing the pattern, and to get the length I take my single unit of 2.18 and times that by 18. And the height I already know as 24 inches. I mark the width of the blue cross on the 2 vertical lines and join them up. I then measure my 5 units from the left-hand edge to get the placement of the vertical cross, and then mark its width from there, and join up the marks. And that's the whole design. It's a nice and easy one to draw. I only need to cut out 1/2 of this flag because the other half is exactly the same. So these are the pieces I will be moving on with. I want to give you a quick demo of the seam that I'll be using. You can see that one side has 2 seam allowances and the other side has just 1 seam allowance. And I draw this single seam allowance onto the flag pieces with a pencil as an accurate reference. Flip over the piece with a single seam allowance and place the other piece along this line facing upwards. And then pin them together. Sew the pieces together along this middle line on the top piece. Then you want to open them out with both sides facing upwards. Then you just have to fold the longer allowance around the short one and top stitch it down along its edge. And that's the seam finished. The goal is simply to seal away all of the raw edges on both sides. I now need to add these seam allowances onto my pattern pieces. So with a fresh piece of paper, I trace around my previously cut patterns and just draw these seam allowances around it. I use 3/8 of an inch seam allowance and a 1 inch seam allowance for the flag's outer edges. And these are all the completed pieces with their various allowances. Now I can trace around these patterns onto my fabric and cut them out. I am using cotton for this one at roughly 150 grams per square meter, but anything up to 200 I would say is great. These are all of my pieces cut out and arranged in order. I'll start by making the top row, so I'll begin with the left-hand white piece and attach it to the blue bit, aligning the white piece to the single seam allowance on the blue bit as I demonstrated earlier. I then attach the long right-hand white piece to the blue piece in the same way as before. The top section is now constructed, so I will just repeat this whole process for the lower section as well. I can now start attaching the top and bottom sections to the central blue stripe. Both pieces are identical, so the order here doesn't matter, but I will be starting with the top piece. And they are aligned together, pinned and sewn exactly the same way as everywhere else. And repeat this process for the other half, in my case the lower half. The design of the flag is now fully sewn together, so the only thing that remains is to finish off the edges. I added a 1-inch seam allowance all the way around the flag, so I now just fold that over and iron it down. I then fold this inch in half to conceal the raw edges and iron again. Then I add some pins to hold it in place, and then sew it down with 2 rows of top stitching. I always do the right hand edge first and then repeat the process for the top and bottom as well, leaving the left hand edge open for the time being. So the last thing to make is the strip of fabric on the left hand edge which houses the rope or the eyelets, and I usually use a slightly thicker cotton canvas to do this. Onto the fabric I measure out my flag's height and then add 1.5 inches either end. For the width I am going with 2.5 inches, but this can vary depending on the fixture that you go with. I then add a 1/2 inch seam allowance on either long edge, and that's it. With the front side of the flag facing upwards, I lay this piece along the open edge, and I have ironed over one of the 1/2 inch seam allowances for ease later on. I then pin this strip in position along the sewing line. And for the extra 1.5 inches on either side, I just fold that around to the back and pin it also. I then sew this together normally, and the excess bulk can just be cut off. For the 1.5 inch flaps on either end, just pull them upwards and top stitch them down along their raw edge. So now with the flag facing downwards, fold this strip in half and pin it in place again. And this will now be sewn down with 2 rows of top stitching. And this is how it looks at the end. You are welcome to do more rows of stitching if you wish, but usually 2 rows is more than enough. And lastly, moving on to the hanging fixtures, I will be going with eyelets for this one, which are simply hammered on. I've already cut the round holes into the canvas, so I just need to assemble the various pieces and hammer. Thank you for joining me. Hopefully it's been at least a little bit helpful, and I'll see you again next time.